It's Vanguard Trainer, and today I have a match between Granblue and Kagero, and so it is a Lawkeeper build versus a superior right and Cagero build, but it's more like a budget deck, and yeah. So the first turn went on with Granblue taking the first turn and riding into a 6k booster. I think there was no option for him, so he had to ride it. Then checks nothing, and the Kagero player rides into a vanilla 10k, and it's for his deck. It's like a beatdown deck with having grade 2s with 10,000 power, and then having grade 1s which are bar and cards which are able to make Lawkeeper a 21,000 power high Vanguard, or even an Overlord with a Vanguard, Grape Shot Vian, which can give 2,000 power to a card, so we can get his Overlord to 21,000. Yeah, and it's pretty difficult to have counter pressure when he checks into criticals. So he has a huge shield, and there's not much you can do when you have like 4 damage from one attack. You will see this later. And the Granblue player checks his first 10 cards with Granblue's start effect, and he chooses Samurai Spirit to put it into the graveyard or drop zone. But I think it fits to Granblue better when you say graveyard. So 10 vanillas, and yeah, the Kagero player takes the damage, and for him it was very lucky to get a heat trigger there. So both the attacks and his first damage, didn't do anything. So his turn, he rides a Lawkeeper, and then he counterblasts for a bar, I think, to search with a grade 0. Or he did that already, and so you have with Lawkeeper, if you have 2 or less regards, the power goes up to plus 3,000, so it's 21,000, and it's very difficult to stop that attack. And the Kagero player runs a crit build with 16 crits, and this is very good. Like, he plays a beatdown deck with only very high units, with like the attack power is very high. You have to guard many cards, and if he gets like the double trigger, you're out of the game, definitely. And the Granblue deck it's 16 crit build like the Kagero, but it is missing rune shades, which are I think far too expensive. There's a Granblue player sacrifices his grade 2 for a booster, just which is a strategy of Granblue, searching the drop zone for cards you need. And that goes for 20,000. He doesn't got the grade 3 with 11,000 or something like that, or the Cocytus. And there he goes with 20,000 on his, or on the Lawkeeper. So the match went pretty good there for the Granblue player, with 4 damage on the Kagero field. Like, maybe you can end the game with the next turn. And then you see the limit break. Your opponent has to put his cards away, his rear cards, and he can only put 4 cards back. And he guards for 10,000, so he's 17,000, 1,000 power high attack, and there comes the first crit and the second crit. And like the cards went away, the game went away, because the Granblue player was not able to check in the single drive trigger or in the damage check. And so it goes with a rear guard 26,000, and there the first game went to the Kagero player. I welcome you guys to the second match. And it is, I think the Granblue player had everything in his hand for superior riding his grade 3 with 11,000 power. I think it's a deadly Swordmaster. If you have the grade 2 rearguard, Deadly Spirit and Deadly Nightmare, it's a horse and the Swordman, you can superior ride the grade 3 Deadly Swordmaster out of your drop zone. And it's very interesting. First you have a grade 3 Vanguard on the second turn, and you have like the cards you are missing because you sacrificed them, return by the drive check, and when they are in the drop zone you can call them out with their effects. Like, you can put 2 out of your soul, sacrifice the grade 1 or less for the grade 1, I think, and for the grade 2 a grade 1 or higher, a grade 1 or higher, to get them back to the field. And you will see that the Granblue player swaps their cards with effects. If you have enough soul, you can swap the cards. Like, if you want, I think Evil Shade, it's a 10k booster. If you put 2 cards from your deck to the drop zone, it boosts for 10,000, and so it's important to get that card behind your Vanguard. And the Granblue player will use that effect to get his column full and the Evil Shade on the back of his Vanguard. So in the game, meanwhile, just 2 damage to 2 damage. And the Kagero player has a better field now, but now it's important that the grade 3s are in play. And now the Granblue player definitely rides this 11,000 Deadly Swordmaster, and that goes for 18,000 on his Vanguard. And he checks nothing. A Gustian and the grade 3 12,000 attacker on the Vanguard. So there comes the Lawkeeper again, which is definitely good for the Kagero player, and it will go for 18,000 this turn. And now with the bar, which he searches, he will get 21,000. And this is an amount, like, you can't guard it every time. You have to put 20 to guard it safely against 2 triggers. It's not safe, but you do not guard for 2 triggers only if you have enough cards in your hand, if you have the advantage. And the regal columns comes for 14,000 or 15,000, which is not enough for 11k or 11,000 power high Vanguard. And that is important thing about this build, like you have the defense. And the crit went away with the heat trigger, and so it's 3/3 damage. And the last attack is Nihalem, boosted by bar for 23,000. And it is guarded for 10,000. And now you have the Spore thing. First, he writes the Kokaitos to call, I think the grade 2 or the grade 1, okay. And there he goes for a Soul Blast, I think, in just a second. Yes, he searches the graveyard or the drop zone. Soul Blast 2. It's important which card you send to the drop zone if you write again a Kokaitos or something like that. And sorry for that. There he sacrifices his booster behind his Vanguard and gets a grade 2. And he gets a evil shape behind his Vanguard, which is important. So Kokaitos can hit if you have a limit break for 25,000. So with a double or with a crit build, normally you can kill your opponent in just one turn. Like in the first game, when the Kagero player checked 2 criticals. So it goes, the Vanguard goes for 21,000, and I think the game is lost for him again, because the Kagero player was able to get the crit there, and now he has 23,000, and yeah, yes, that was the game.